CH in their face, let them know I'ma do that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know that. Shut them haters up, you know we go so hard. Chopper hit up in they face, yeah, I'm a bulldog. Number one is what we holding, number one is what we stand. When you step out on that field, let them know you ain't playing. Step back in that pocket, launch it off like a rocket. Pass the pill, run the ball, either way they ain't gon' stop it. Bring that trophy back and let them know that CH got it locked up from the east to west, north to the south, and they can't top it. That defense they holding, that O-line be blocking. Check your Facebook, them Bulldogs, they tryna top it. Them corners on they job, they receivers, they gon' lock it. And don't try and punt the ball because that D-line gon' block it. They know we coming hard, they know we coming strong.
Good evening, Network. I'm Brent Swinney, alongside Corey Marshall for tonight's weekly wrap-up show here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Corey.
Oh, it's better now. Better now.
Feeling better?
So. Oh, yeah.
You missed a good one last night. Oh, wait. You didn't have to miss it. You got to watch the Bulldog Sports Network.
Absolutely. Don't get a chance to miss it. There's no excuse to miss it, especially the Bulldog Sports Network. I actually got a chance to watch a little bit on Twitter. Watched a little bit on Twitch just to kind of check out all the avenues you can watch it on. Saw it on Twitch, Twitter, and saw it on YouTube, and saw it on our Facebook. So I checked out all the sites there and ended up watching on YouTube. So
I'm glad I enjoyed. Hopefully, there was a couple of times that I probably mentioned it on air. I wanted to throw it to you for your comment. So I was kind of talking back and forth with myself. So
you did a good job.
Little interesting scenario there, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun when the team's playing that well. So
yeah.
I'd like to talk about a few things. First off, hopefully Vince will be joining us here pretty soon and get his thoughts also about everything that's going on in the Bulldog Sports Network. A couple of things we want to go over. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsor for tonight's show, Zoe Knows Insurance, as usual. Thank you, Zoe. Shout out to Zoe for sponsoring our show every week. We'd also like to talk about our new website, something I've been working on here a little bit. Give a credit out to our go-to man, Jared Jones, for a lot of the graphics and design help. He's got one on his Antler Sports Network, and I kind of looked at it, took some ideas off of it, trying to be a one-stop shop for anything that maybe just not our covers, but like scores and things like that for Bulldog Sports. So check it out. It's bulldogsportsnetwork.com. Can't get any easier than that. bulldogsportsnetwork.com. We posted the links up. If you can't find it, let us know. We'll get you that link. We're going to kind of go over it a little bit since we have a second here, and I was kind of show you kind of what it looked like and what to see if you were to visit the site. So let me get that pulled up real quick for you here. Okay, with the home page, and we'll bring online here full screen so everybody can see it. So if you go to the home page, Bulldog Sports Network, this is what you're going to see. Let me bring off the overlay here so you can see exactly what it looks like. So that's all our links to different pages up top. Now this may change. We are tweaking this as we go. Like I said, we're taking all the feedback and everything that you give us. Good evening, Chris. Always pleasure hearing from you. Just a shout out if you got any questions or anything about basketball or the website. So we've got all these links up top. The one you probably would use the most, and anytime you have any questions, where can I find the Bulldogs? Where are they playing? Well, we've got a live stream link right here. It takes you live stream. We've got the game link right here. So all you'll have to do is click on the link, and it will load the game for you. Now, obviously, this game's not live yet, and it will tell you how long it's got. It's got another, 46 hours. Can't get here soon enough. And you can actually set a reminder right here if you'd like. So you can give you a reminder to tune into the game. So you can do so just hitting that reminder button. So then the game is all right here. Now, another place we've got here on the website is our boys sports section. So if you'll hold your cursor over that, it'll drop down all the Bulldogs sports that we have for the boys side will be here. Now, right now we just have basketball. We're in the middle of that. We'll add some things for the other sports that we cover. Right now, I've just got Bulldogs basketball up. You'll click that link. It'll take you to that page. We've got a place where they've got the schedule. This is like the last few games here. Also, the upcoming games. We've got the scoreboard from this Tuesday night. Here's our district opponents, all the scores from their games right here in your fingertips. And also, we've got down here below, we can talk about this. There's the district standings. It's kind of a big hodgepodge. 2 through 5 is all mixed up there. And I do believe I was correct in saying that Henderson was going to, well, they haven't lost the last one, but I assume they're going to lose to Bullard. I mean, we saw them play last night, and we assume they'll lose, but it's going to make for a big mess here come round 2. And the game we're going to circle on our calendar is going to be that game against Lindell at home. That's a big one for the boys team. So this is where you go for all your Bulldog sports right here. One-stop shop for Bulldogs basketball. Now you'll have Lady Bulldogs. Got a few things up for them. I need to get the district standings and get their schedule entered into this app. I also want to talk about this app. If you've never used ScoreStream, get it for your phone. It's a way you can report scores. I know they have the Texas high school football app during football season for Friday night football, which is a great app. We use it all the time to report scores. But ScoreStream's for every sport. And so whether it be basketball, baseball, football, you can actually add games for your team and score them right here. And you can keep your own people up to date. So if you're at the game, we're streaming the game, but you're at the game and you want to update scores with your sister or your brother, and they can't watch it. Maybe they're in the middle of their niece's cancer recital or someplace they can't watch the game, okay? But they want to know the score. This is a great place to provide that. We're going to try to update the scores we can, but you as fans can do that as well. If game, maybe you're at the girls' game, and you can update the girls' score. We can talk about it on air. We get that score. We can tell everybody that's watching the girls' score. So a lot of great uses out of this app. And you'll see throughout the website, we've got different widgets that we use off of this app, whether it be the schedule or the upcoming games or the previous week games. So see, it'll go back for anybody that's inputted scores. So as long as we're going to try to keep that up to date and use this as a nice tool for the website and for all of you. But you can also help with doing that. So be sure to check that out and give it a try. Make sure your friends know about it. Like I said, it's a great tool. I've had it for almost 10 years now, but just have never really had a need to use it. And I started playing with the site a little bit. and it's actually been very helpful. Another thing we've got going here, next sponsorship forms. If you're interested in sponsorship, or you're just curious about what we can offer you at the Bulldog Sports Network, we have a form here for you to fill out with your, just basic stuff, your email, your name, business, phone number, what sport I'd be interested in sponsoring. If you've got another sport that's to cover that you would be willing to sponsor, that, let us know. We can't promise that we can do it, but we'd like to at least, try to work something out if we can do so. So, let us know. We have, if you have a commercial or logo, if you don't have one, that's okay. We can get you one made. We can take care of that for you. Or if you have one, that's also great. So either way, and then just any information that you want to provide, like if you have questions or if you have any kind of comments right here, this is your time to list those. This form may change a little bit as we kind of, this is a new thing, so you can still mess us about it, but this is just an easy way for you to get some information from us. We can get your contact information and give us information about you, and then we can reach out to you and see what you're interested in doing. So just kind of a good way to do that. Now, something else we're looking at, and we're going to add this to the form at some point, for our sponsors. We have a Bulldog Sports Network sponsor page, and all our sponsors are listed here. What we're going to be working on is a way to actually, and we have, Jared's done this way. If you click on, it will redirect you to his website. So we can do the same thing with sponsors. Something else we're going to want to throw in to be able to offer to kind of sweeten the deal. Give you another way to subscribe. Maybe you don't care to have your stuff, you don't want a commercial, or you don't want to, but on our website, we can work something out with you, give you ads on the website here, and help us that way. Like I said, this is this thing is all run with money from our sponsors. We could not do this without them. A lot of my own money, still owe quite a bit, and all the things that are funded is through our sponsors. And so if we don't have sponsors, we can't do this. So it's so important. What we can do for you is put your name out there, get you broadcast, because the bigger this gets, the more and more viewers we're having. We're looking at between 40 and 60 viewers average per night on these games, and so that's growing every week. And as we get farther and farther along, it continues to grow as we get out there. So get in here and get your stuff out there. It's an easy, cheap way to get advertisement and you to get business. I talked to Miss Nolan, I think. Shout out to Miss Nolan for her Joyful Designs business. She jumped in and did one game, Tyler game. She thinks she got an order from that game, so she's already made her money back in one game. She's able to get an order, so that may be a repeat customer that now she's gained from that. So just be looking for more information. We're going to be starting to put some more stuff out. These are just some of our sponsors that have sponsored this year. So just let us know if you have any questions on that. Also, we have our team here. I've got some of us listed. I'm working on getting this up. Some of our people that help. We got me Corey there, and I got to get a headshot from Logan. He does play-by-play for us during baseball season. He also does our football with Texan Live, and sometimes he does other things for us. So we just shout out to Logan. There's, of course, our All-American Jared Jones that does everything for us. So shout out to Jared. And then, of course, still waiting on Vincent Johnson. I might have his pick by next year. We'll see. Give him a hard time. He's not here. He's not here yet, so give him a hard time. Then we got our cameraman, Rob Mullins, down here. And again, these aren't all the guys. I've had so many people volunteer their time and effort to. Last night I had a couple of people volunteer for Scoreboard. Shout out to Jason Fuller. He gave me a half. He ran the Scoreboard last night. And so just so many things that are involved in this. It's not just, we don't plop a camera down and just hook it to a computer and go. There's a lot of things involved in it. It takes a lot of people, and even behind the scenes. So we just want to give them a shout and appreciation on the Bulldog Sports Network. So if you've looked at this and you've got any questions, shoot it in the text or the chat. Watching this another time, you can still comment and message and let us know. Corey, what's What you think of the website? Then you just now you probably hadn't gone through this whole site yet.
Actually, I actually have. I
Oh,
went
you
through
did. Oh, Corey. All right.
today, and
I
I actually thought it was pretty good, man. The most impressive part, two things that really stuck out, obviously, is the sponsorship. There's a sponsorship form, and then of course the sponsorship link. Now that you explain how the sponsorship, excuse me, link works, that's good advertisement right there. Obviously, you want to steer people toward the website as much as possible. Um,
Mhm.
and then, of course, you can have the live updates with the scoreboard, and then, of course, you can actually watch. You can get reminders as well. So, I see what we're doing here, and absolutely, you want to steer people toward the actual website, and so that's a good idea,
Mhm.
real good idea.
Yeah, we like I said, we'll still have. I mean, we still have Facebook, we still have Twitter, we have all those other platforms still. This is actually the YouTube link. It will be on the live stream,
Yeah,
and we that's where that's the best place to watch it. If you're sitting down on the couch, probably YouTube is your way to go. Uh, Facebook is to catch those that maybe they know about the game. They're just scrolling through. Oh, the game's on. Let's watch it. We still want you to watch it on those other platforms. That's why we put it on the platforms. But this way right here is an easy way to get on and to get the games and get the information. So say you're watching the boys game and it's on a commercial and you could jump over here, just jump over to the girls and try to see if the score's posted. You can go over here and it would post the score if someone's posted it. So that's why it's so important for our fans out there and other peeps to go ahead and post that score because you can actually be sharing it with us or another person out there. So I'd like to welcome, better late than never, as usual, Vincent Johnson. What's going on, Vince?
What's up?
what's up, Vince?
You missed it. I already gave you a hard time because I was going through showing everybody these nice headshots, and I'm like, well, I might get Vince by next year.
Man, whatever. I said it tonight. Actually, I was thinking about that right before I got on here.
Did you get a chance to check out the website?
No, when you sent that link, for some reason, it kept trying to figure out if I was a robot or not, and it just kept doing the same thing over and over again. It wouldn't let me
You're
in.
he's a hacker. Vince
I
is
was like, man, like, what's going on with this thing?
All right, so since you're here, we'll do a quick overview of the site since you haven't seen it yet, and then we'll get your thoughts on it. This will give
All
another
right.
chance for people that weren't on while I go to watch it real quick. So
Okay.
we've got here's our main page right now. We got a little scoreboard. This right here, this widget. I didn't really explain widget actually. Anything Bulldog sports, whether it's soccer, football, basketball, softball, baseball, any of those sports, anything that's in ScoreStream, the app, and it's listed. If someone posts a score, so like someone goes and scores the soccer game they have, they'll
Mm-hmm.
actually post right here in this score stream. So this actually
Okay.
scores. This posts everything Bulldog sports. Like, I mean,
I
it
like it
doesn't do.
already.
See, there's the football game at the end. It goes through, and this can be basically. I'm putting in a lot of the information for the boys basketball. I got to get the girls in there, but anybody can, as a fan, can go score the game. So if you're at you're at your cousin's soccer game and then you're at the Chapel Hill game, you actually go add that game, put the two teams, score the game, and it will actually show up on this widget automatically.
I like
So
that.
got that set up. So that's basically it gives us fan interaction, get the fans involved to helping us get the updates. And also for us, if we're at a game and we're able to check the website, we see the score, we can actually announce that on our broadcast. I'm working on the first page. I need some good ideas. I don't really have much here, but I did put our classic game with Kill on the first page of the website, so you can click right here and watch it right straight here from. It goes straight to the YouTube channel. You can watch it
Okay.
right here from the website. Also, the
Okay.
second link here, obviously the live stream. So I'll put the next game. So this is the game for Friday night. It's already up. ScoreStream actually helped me with this graphic, so don't get fooled. I didn't learn graphics overnight, but this actually has a little graphics thing that you can use and actually make the game look kind of cool because this normally it just have our logo on the background here. Now you can this and who's playing and where it is and what time and all that stuff. So
Okay.
it'll be right here on the website. So if you hear people here, it's going to bring them all this information right all in one spot.
I like it.
So we got our boys sports link. So where's our basketball page? Got some widgets, a schedule widget. So anything on the schedule here coming up right here for the boys will be listed. Shows the previous games and also upcoming. This is the district scoreboard. So this is the district scoreboard from last night. All the games are on there. Again, so important. The games have to be entered in, show up here, but anybody can do that. So if a Lindale Eagle fan was in Spring Hill last night and they entered it in, it would show up right here. Any fan that enters the scoring, it doesn't have to be Chapel Hill fans. It can be any.
Okay.
So it's basically an easy way to keep our people updated on everything going on in the district. Of course, this is a graphic that Jared helped me create. He did most of that, but I kind of edited it off, and this is the district standing, so you have that there. I'm going to work on one for the girls, but their page is basically the same. I've got to work on the schedule, get some games entered for them, but this is the upcoming game Friday. And so same thing with them. You just report the score. So if you're at the girls' game right now, we would love to have the score so we can tell everybody online. So it's a great place to get it there. You got the sponsorship form. So if you're interested in sponsoring, you fill this out and we're able to get us your information so we can contact you sponsorship. This is our sponsors page. So all our sponsors here will have a place on our website. It's another added bonus that we can give our sponsors. The nice thing about it is, like I've got Jared set up this way, we'll be able to link their website here. So if I get a website from That's So Dope, I just put the link and then you click on this, it kicks you right to wherever you want to sit.
Kicks it right to my page. I appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Money
So
in hand.
yeah. So it's said it's another way that we can offer our sponsors clicks and visits to their websites and information about them. So
That's cool.
these are all of our sponsors for this season. So just another way to offer them that. We've also got our Bulldog Sports Network team with all our headshots here. Of course, we got a blank one there for this Vincent Johnson guy. I hadn't gotten his headshot in to fix his up.
Yeah, I sent
so
that in today. You got another one with Logan?
Yeah, I got Logan either.
How y'all put and look at Corey over there. He look like
if you'd show up, I think we'll see who's been to the most games this year of these 5. Ready, go.
Hold on. First of all, I have watched most of every game. Of every one.
Watched or were you there, Vince?
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Corey,
did I see it?
Corey, would you rather have been at the game last night or be sitting on your couch and watching it?
I definitely would have been rather at the game last night for sure. I will tell you that.
Don't make no never mind.
I was waiting for Vince to say, "Hey, Brett, I'll be there now. Fill in for Corey," but I never. Never came through my phone.
No. Actually, I sat there and I told my wife. I said I feel bad because I feel like I need to go help Brett, but I know I don't have time to. Because by the time I got home, it was the game was going to start in like 35 minutes.
Yeah, you might have been there in time to tear down. Been all right.
I was like, nah, I can't do it. I want to just kind of go drive out there, but I ain't gonna because it was in Henderson, right?
Yeah, it was Henderson.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna make it to Henderson.
So what do you think?
I had that conversation though.
What do you think, Vince, about the site? What's your what thing you see that you think you like?
I like that part right there with the games and the scores. Now I can click on that and it shows me stats. Is that correct?
If you click on this, it's gonna take you to their website. I believe
that's fine.
So it takes you to their website, and actually, I'll show you. Let's. I think I can share different page. Basically, it's going to take you to theirs, and it'll show the chat, so you can have. There can be fan chats back and forth. There's also scoring updates. So it'll show you like, okay, and you can actually post pictures and videos if you're at the game, and post to a little page. But that's how they get theirs, and they get you to click on their thing, and it takes you to the page where we posted it. So, and that, like I said, that works.
We also have live streams for the wrap up show on the website as well.
Yeah, we should probably. We should actually probably add. That's a good idea, Corey. Maybe we should do a wrap-up show link at the top.
Actually, I think I got a picture you could just use. I just thought about that.
But yeah, that might be
I
a good
mean, that's
idea.
what we all did was the picture that we could.
Corey, you got your picture off of Tinder or eHarmony or something like that. I don't know where you got that picture
It
from.
doesn't matter.
That picture looks like I'm looking for love. I like
Hey,
rap music.
I
I
was
like
just
long
glad.
walks on the beach.
I was
like
just glad it wasn't 49ers hat on. He had his Mavericks hat on, so I was okay with that.
You better be glad I didn't have one with a 49ers hat. You better be glad.
All right.
I think that's why my voice got taken away because I was into it.
All right.
Well, I tell you,
So,
I'm glad anyway that I wasn't at the Bullet game because that one had me kind of heated. I was just like, man, you know,
It's a good
I
segment.
said a few choice things after the fact that I can't say on here, but I was just like, oh no, you don't make that call. You don't make that.
We'll get there. We'll get there, Vince.
Okay, I'm
We'll
sorry.
get
I don't
there.
know if y'all have been there.
We hadn't got there yet, but we will get
Okay.
there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our Bulldog Sports Network players of the game. We got 2 from these last 2 games. So we'll go ahead and I don't know if y'all – I know Corey, I've already talked to him about it. I don't know if Vince heard it when we announced it the other night. But the first one for the Bullard game, we'll give him a highlight right here.
Wide
Pick
open
and
again.
roll again from Deuce to Huddleston. He misses. Cameron Kelly with the follow, and it's good. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play. Nice job by Cameron Kelly.
Hello, Mr. Kelly. Welcome to Bulldog basketball. Bullard game just showed what kind of player that he can be. And he continued it last night. He played well last night. He had 8 points, solid minutes. So, yeah, Mr. Kelly definitely deserved Bulldog Sports Network Player of the Game. Shout out to Cameron Kelly. I know he's following us on Twitter, I saw now. So, shout out to him. And then last night, there could have been a couple of guys, but one player stuck out for me, and I think it was just the overall game. He was all over the place last night, and it's this guy right here.
And you can just sense Chapel Hill's looking for blood right here. Tyson, 3-pointer, and he nails it. Tyson Berry, what a shot. And he's
Mr. Berry. I mean, he's been on the edge of being close to getting that player of the game honors, but last night
actually
he led the team with 15 points, and he was getting hands on a lot of passes. What Corey's favorite thing is once those hands start to get deflections, what does that turn into, Corey?
It's gonna turn into a turnover and steal.
Turnovers, and he created a lot of them.
That play in particular, I remember I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh, he got it!" And I just started screaming. I was like, "Splash!"
Did y'all notice that he did that thing where he turns around and looks the other way before it goes in the basket?
Yeah. My little one over here was like, "Why you say that?" And I was like, "Huh?" She said, "Why you say splash?"
Now,
so I had to show her. I was like, "Look, let me show you."
Now he may not have been player of the game. He may not have been player of the game, but this is definitely the play of the game.
And tough throw in as Chapel Hill's pressure has been all over the place as Huddleston gets a steal and he goes up and he throws it down. Kevion Huddleston with the steal and the dunk. What a play.
I've been waiting on that one all season.
Yeah. That was
Huddleston,
the other play.
See, the thing was the dunk was great, but the fact that he jumped in the passing lane pretty much got the steal, got it back, ran the court, and dunked it. I mean, for a guy that's, 6'5", 6'6", 230, 240, I think he's got a 4.750. It's a 4-second 50. Man, that's these guys in D1 football are salivating over this guy. Did y'all see he made the top number 7, I think, overall, the top 100 players in East Texas that they've been releasing those on Twitter?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. Would be a good idea to kind of if we can get him on the show eventually.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
kind of talk about football season. But anyway, I
Yeah,
know what you saw. Yeah.
but that
We had
was
two guys
that
on
was
that list.
yeah, we had a lot. There was a lot of players on that list. I mean, of course, it shows because of how deep we went in the playoffs. But we had a lot of players on there. I'd venture to say probably 20 guys, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, close to that. Maybe not 20 exactly, but pretty close.
At least in the top 50, I think probably we had maybe 11.
Yeah, it was a lot. So,
It was
so
close.
shout out to our football boys and all of you. So, we'll kind of go over the week review. We'll just start with the Bullard game because that's probably where we want to talk about, spend most of our time. And I mean, no offense to the Henderson game, but we took care of business. We went on the road. We stole one, like Corey says, and we just basically handed
Man,
them.
we ain't steal nothing.
We
We
handed
ain't
them
steal
a we
nothing.
we
It was
handed them
ours
a,
to begin with.
we handed them a butt whooping. That was all it was to it on that one. I got to talk to Coach Kim Johnson today, and he told me they've changed a few things, and he got them rolling in the right direction. I agree. Over the last what? See, Bullard first quarter wasn't good, but the last three in the overtime were good, and then this Henderson game, the third quarter was we kind of like we're treading water, but the other three quarters, I mean, we were pretty much the dominant team. I mean, no question. And if that's going to be the next best team, then again we'll get to it. But that Lindale game, Lindale game is going to be key. We need a packed house. We need every student. We need the whole student body there. We need a home court advantage, a student section like no one's ever seen. We need something like that to sway that game because Lindale's going to bring their crowd. Bullard did.
Yeah.
I think they had more fans than we did at our own gym, and so we've got to out support Lindale, at least equal them.
We got to change the intensity overall, and we got to be upbeat about it. I'm more of a I talked about Uncle Mo during football season, and I know Vince doesn't believe in momentum like that way, but it's
I ain't
okay.
say that. I don't believe in luck. Me
Momentum
and
is
Uncle Mo just don't get along.
Hey, Uncle Mo is close right now. Don't talk bad
Uncle
about
Mo.
him.
But most importantly though, man, you got to get up for games. Last night was I was more interested in seeing how Henderson played. I wasn't too impressed. But I think
Corey,
that
what'd
time
you say about Henderson?
I thought they were decent. You won a couple of games in district. I thought they were
I
decent.
don't know. That's what you said.
I can't
you said
remember verbatim what I said.
I think it was something along the lines of I think they've got something this year. They're going to be tough.
They may have something. They may be tough.
Vince, is that what he said?
That's what I heard.
Listen,
but,
they won 2 games and they competed.
People
They
say a
competed
lot.
in games.
People say a whole lot of stuff till it's time to do something.
But listen.
And Chapel Hill came out ready.
But that just goes to show you what we're capable of doing.
Oh yeah.
That just goes to show you what we're capable of doing and how we're playing.
I think this team could be better than last year's team.
So this is y'all know I'm crazy, Brett. You know I'm crazy about this basketball thing. I'm a little delusional, a little crazy. Don't mind me. I looked at the game and just some things bothered me a little bit, and I'm not gonna get into the more like I did last week. The Bullard game in particular about it was, and I tell this before once you get into that mode of you got to teach guys how to win games. Okay, and we talked about this. How do you win close games, or to the point in time, how do you beat? You can dominate and you can beat teams that you're better than. It's no problem. Okay, not gonna take a hit. I'm gonna use the Dallas Cowboys for an example. Just hear me out. They dominated the NFC East. They beat the team that they were supposed to beat, and they struggled against better teams or teams at the level of competition. They couldn't beat. They competed against some teams. They couldn't beat Arizona. They couldn't beat San Francisco. They barely beat. They beat the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos beat them, but the Denver Broncos didn't make the playoffs. But they struggled against pretty good football teams. We can't. If you're going to be able to get over the hump, and you're going to be able to advance, and you're going to be able to win championships and get to that point in time where you've got to be able to beat the teams that are as good or better than you are. And that's to the point in
You
time.
got to get a couple of those wins.
That Bullard game, to me, it said two things. We're not there yet.
The refs are sucky.
No. Hold,
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
The refs blew the
can I give
game.
a different opinion? Can I give a different opinion on that? Not to say Corey's not right in what he's saying, because I
Go for
respect his basketball knowledge. The way he feels about basketball is how I feel about football. Some people who was watching when we were doing our football thing and we were winning, I was still having a few rough critiques for him. They wasn't always rah with me. So, but I will say this about the Bullet game. I felt like we were good enough to beat Bullet. I think that and one thing that, and this is not just about Bullet, this is about every game. I can't figure out why we start out so slow. And by the second half, we realized, oh yeah, we playing basketball, and we had to dig ourselves out of the hole that we in. Now, Bullet was a tough opponent, that's fine, but when we had the opportunity, we made good on it. And I mean, it was a call, man. It was a call that changed that game. We go into overtime or whatever. Who knows what would have happened? They got scared. You could see it in their face. They got nervous. Towards the end, they was coasting the whole game because they knew they had us. And when we finally closed that gap to about 5, oh man, you could see them pacing. They were nervous.
But
They
that's
didn't know
why
what to do. They couldn't
that's
get
why I
buckets.
said we're not there
They
yet.
was getting
That's why I said we're not
turnovers,
there yet.
and we were just hungry and aggressive. And I honestly, I thought we were finna win that game. I just knew we were finna win that game. I was like, hey, this is ours. This is ours. They not doing nothing. They scared now. We got them nervous.
Uncle Mo
So
was
I
sitting
feel like
Uncle Mo was at the scores table with us. I mean, he
yeah.
was.
So I feel like we're good enough to beat those type of teams. Now, if we come out and we start early, we jump out on top of a team, we might blow some of them guys out. But the problem is and you know what? We was talking about football. Dallas has been known to do this a time or two. They don't start playing till second half. And that's other teams too that do the same thing. But you got to find a way to get that intensity out.
Or have 14 penalties. That'll do it.
I didn't get a chance to finish what I was saying either. But
I didn't want to cut you off, but
that adds to no. That's perfectly as and Brett did it, and Brett said it. So, like I said, we're not there yet. And to piggyback right off of Vince said, and to add what Brett was saying, if you're going to win and beat teams like that, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. You have to eliminate turnovers. You can't cause yourself to lose games, and that's why I said championships you can't miss free throws. You can't turn the ball over. You have to play defense. You have to eliminate offensive rebounds. One shot, we secure the rebound. That's what I said. We're not there yet. We haven't gotten to that point in time where we're eliminating turnovers. We're not as locked in as we need to be in certain possessions. That's why I said we haven't gotten there yet. We're not playing championship basketball just yet. That's what I mean by we're not there yet. Now, Are we talented enough? Absolutely. Or do I have anything, some schemes here or there we could possibly do differently? Got you. We make the adjustments? Got you. But it's the things in between the details, the taking charges, the getting tips, the not fouling, the defending without fouling, the getting rebounds, eliminating one possessions. And those type of things win you basketball games, especially in the fourth quarter. Especially when we have the lead, don't give up a lead by turning the ball over or allow them to get a second chance opportunity or fouling them when they go to the line and they get a steal, knowing when to foul and when not to foul. A lot of those things go along with winning basketball. And just playing and competing, that's fine. You compete, you play hard. But just because you play hard don't mean you deserve to win. Everybody's gonna play hard. You get in the playoffs, teams are gonna play hard. They've been playing all year long.
I agree.
You have to make winning plays win basketball games. And so that's what I mean by that. So we're not there just yet. We're still learning how to win, and that goes along with winning. You've got to learn how to win. When you learn how to win basketball games, you eliminate those things. You secure a rebound and get a rebound secured. It's good. We on the offensive end, we run our offense. If this is a play that we have designed, we're gonna run it to perfection, and we're gonna get a play out of this possession. Those sort of things are winning plays. That's what you look for. That's what I look for.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. I think the things I saw in the Bullard game that really hurt. Of course, the start, as Vince mentioned, um, Bullard's shooting. I mean, they just came out on fire. I mean, it
They
wasn't much.
did.
I mean, we had hands and faces. I mean, all on their on their grip. I mean, we were all over them on some of the shots, and they were falling. And so I think that was a lot of the factor. I don't think it was as. I don't think we played bad as much as Bullard just played incredible that first quarter.
Right.
In my
They
opinion,
couldn't miss.
I think we didn't play bad. I mean, we played okay. I think the key was for us to get back in it. I hate to say this, but Bullard's coach risking his son staying on the floor. Do you think, and looking back at this game, he pulls him out there when he gets the technical? Bullard was up, what, 10 or 11 probably?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he pulls him out for 4 minutes. He puts him back in 4 minutes to go in the game. They were still down at that point, I think, or it was close. I think it's a different game. I think we have a tougher time finishing the game out and getting to overtime. Not because he's their go-to guy. But I think, like we talked about, the closing out of games, we haven't had much success with that. And so we know that he can handle the ball. We know he can shoot. He facilitated their offense. How tall do you think he is, Corey? 6'4"?
He's legitimate 6'4", 6'5".
The Knuckles?
Yeah.
The Knuckles kid. And he's playing point guard.
Mm.
He's legit. He's legit.
It's almost Luka-esque in essence that he's a taller player and he's controlling the ball and dishing and able to do like a lot of things at one time. And so it's going to be interesting the next time around. Of course, we'll be in Bullard, which we know we won't get any calls over there. If we didn't get calls in Chapel Hill, we sure ain't going to get them in Bullard.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a big student section again. There's going to be a lot of fan support for Bullard. Can we travel over there with a decent crowd? Because that should be, I mean, at that point in the season, depending on how things fall, it may or may not matter. I mean, it's going to matter for us either way.
When is that
Bullard
game?
at that point? February 8th, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the date of the Bullard game.
Check the website.
You could check the website, Vince.
Well, I'm asking
It's
because
a good
I
call.
might actually
No,
put
just-
it on my calendar.
Oh, what? Oh, bring the third headset, Corey. Is that what he said?
Oh,
know,
I was
I
going.
might-
I was going.
I
to
mean,
third.
there ain't a whole lot of excuses when it's down the road. I mean, Bullet is down the road from me, so
Yeah, you're basically a Bullard supporter there.
Oh, wow.
somewhat. That's not true. I did get challenged when I first moved out here. When I first moved out here, I was wearing one of these Chapel Hill hats or something I got around here. And I was in Brookshire's up there up the road, and I walked by this one dude. He said, "Hey, don't you bring that in here?" And I said, "Huh?" I kind of got real. Rick, I said, "What are you talking about? Who are you talking to?" and then I realized when I turned around and looked at him, he had on a bullet cap, and I was just like, "All right, I got you. I know where I'm at."
You're too nice.
But I'm not taking it off.
Exactly.
But I'm not taking it off.
Exactly. No, but that game, like I said, you beat the teams, win the games you're supposed to win
Yeah.
at home, and you're still the ones that are more challenging on the road that you're not supposed to win. That's more challenging on the road. We got to win. We got to win the rest of the games out.
Okay. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and pull this up so everyone can see it. This is where everything stands at this point in the season. Bullard 5-0, Lindale, Chapel Hill, Henderson 3-way tie at 3-2, Kilgore 3-3, and Spring Hill 1-4, Cumberland 0-5.
Boy, if we got that Bullet game, and we both be tied at 4-1.
But different story right now.
Oh,
Plus, we've got the last. There's only one game left for everyone. Kilgore's finished the first round through at 3-3. Everyone else has one game left. We're playing Spring Hill. I mean, we should win that one. Now, Spring Hill did take. They played Lindale the other night, and they only lost by like single digits. I want to say like 9 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to take it, taking that off and forget about that one. But I mean, you're looking at going 4-2. Lindale has Cumberland left, so they're going to go 4-2 most likely. As everybody's beat Cumberland, I think by like 30 points. And so then you've got Henderson and Bullard are playing. That's going to be a big one right there. If Henderson's able to beat Bullard somehow, and I don't see them from what I saw,
I don't see it.
they're not Bullard. Bullard should beat them by 15 points or more, in my opinion. Then Henderson could throw a knot and also be in there at 4-2. This right here is just where you don't want to be in the middle of all this. So Chapel Hill's got a chance to get themselves a little bit ahead here because they'll have Spring Hill and Cumberland back to back at home. No problems there. 5-2, and then they'll circle this team on the schedule. Number 2, Lindale, on the schedule. That will be the next game they'll be that. Now Kilgore, we have to go to Kilgore, and I know Corey's all about Kilgore, and they got a good coach. I just don't see them giving us much trouble.
That's a trap game. See, that's a trap.
It could be. It is right before the Lindale game, but I know they beat Lindale, but the only other 2 games in district they won was Spring Hill and Cumberland. Henderson beat them.
But see, remember that was the same team that made the playoffs last year. What do you think they were going to make the playoffs? And they snuck in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, like I said, they could kind of get hot at any point in time. Like I said, that's a team that's a trap game. You don't have your best game, and they can come out and beat you by 10 points. Or they can still look.
But you're talking about here, we've got, we'll have, these 2, Spring Hill, Cumberland first, get to 5-2. Then you have Kilgore, Lindale, Bullard, and Henderson, all back to back. And there's a bye week in there. February 4th, I think, is the bye before the Bullard game. We'll have a bye this time instead of playing a game, which that could be a benefit to rest some legs. Because we're going to need all of them available for that one. So, I mean, we're sitting good. I mean, like I said, the games are still having to play. I don't see Bullard, if they beat Henderson and go 6-0, I don't see them dropping back enough for us to catch them. Now, I may be wrong. Lindale and us could both sneak up and grab from Bullard and could make it a big mess. I think right now we're shooting for that 2 spot. If it happens that we sweep the next round and we're able to get to number 1, that's just gravy. But right now, I think, we're not worried about them. We just play the games ahead of us and try to grab that 2 seed. That's where I want to be. I want to play a weaker opponent in the first round. I don't want to play someone that's a 2 seed instead of they're playing a 3.
I agree.
What do you think, Corey?
I agree.
I mean, I agree. You're looking at it long term, but most importantly, I want to get better each week. And that's my thing is I want to get to the point in time where we're beating the teams that we struggled with in the past. Let's go to Bullard, beat Bullard by 10, 15 points. Let's take care of Lindale handedly by 10 to 15 points. Let's win those games. Let's not easy. Let's not squeak by these. Let's assert some assertiveness. Let's go in here with the purpose, with a game plan and a purpose. We're not going to be, because we can win a game. You can win a game. Bullard beat us last year. You can win a game. You can steal a game. But you can't beat anybody else. That's fine. We beat Chapel. That's just one game. I want you to consistently see us do it. Game after game, go in with a game plan. Let's win this game. Take them out. Take the next opponent out. That's what I want to see. Gradually, each week, get better and better and better. That's what I'm more focused on. I'm not more focused on the standings at this point in time. But if I was telling my team, I break them down game by game. Listen, every quarter, I want to get better every quarter. And we're just going to take it from quarter after quarter. Let's get better every quarter. Mm-hmm. And from there, the chips will fall where they fall. We already know how good we can be. Let's take it quarter by quarter. We can win every quarter. We'll be all right.
I like it. So we've kind of already talked about it, but we've got Spring Hill Friday night. Corey and I will be on the call that game, 7:30 at Bulldog Gymnasium. Hope you can make it out tonight or Friday night. If you can't, make sure you tune in to Bulldog Sports Network, and we'll keep you entertained. I'll be glad to have Corey back. Talking to myself for the whole game.
Man, you did a good
not
job.
quite as fun. I mean, it's fine. It's just not. It's still not as fun.
I got you.
It's just like sitting there talking, and then I a few times I caught myself leading. I left one for you, and then I was like, "Oh wait, I got to finish that."
I kind of turned it down a little bit. I'm like, I'm trying to let me focus on this. I'm watching because I watched the game.
It sounded good though.
It did.
Yeah.
I try to watch the game and I look for certain things throughout the game and I try to nitpick a little bit. And we
gotta find a way to call in. I was thinking about that when I was listening, and I was like, man, I wish I could like call in or something and say something. I was talking on the what's the name though on the chat. I was had my Twitter fingers going a little bit for a little while, but don't nobody really say nothing on there.
That's good.
See, from now on, Vince, you could be going to your score stream app and updating the score for us.
Yeah,
that could be your task.
Sure. This is like now.
I do it. I ain't got nothing to get. Why y'all think I don't be wanting to do nothing? Listen, I have to live my life. I got to pencil stuff in. I'm a busy man.
Mr. Celebrity here. You got to pencil it in. You got to get my time penciled in.
Busy man.
Vincent Johnson.
Hey,
we're graced with his presence tonight. We're
like this, y'all should be privileged that I showed up. Nah, I'll just play it. But so we got Spring Hill next. I don't want to say that I'm not concerned about Spring Hill,
but you're not concerned about Spring Hill.
I'm really not. But I don't want there to be those games. I don't want people to get, how sometimes people come out and you expect to win and you come out, slow and I don't want that to happen. Do what you're supposed to do. I think Corey, you just mentioned something about that. Like get the wins that you're supposed to win. Like don't drag this out with Spring Hill. Finish that game early. So,
I expect 5 or 6 dunks. You rest some starters.
And this could be the game where we really start to work on that chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like you could try a few new things with games like this. Not to say that they not gonna come out on. I'll say this: if I'm Spring Hill, this is the perfect game for me. I'm like, I need this. I need something to get Uncle Mo's attention. So yeah, I'm trying to win.
Oh, he's
trying to get Uncle Mo's attention.
I'm trying to get his attention.
Oh, he's speaking about Uncle Mo. Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing for right now.
No, but like the Spring Hill game, no disrespect to Spring Hill. I mean, they're at the bottom of the district right now, and I figured they were going to struggle a little bit. They haven't been the same as they were, a few years ago. But no, this is a game where you come in and you kind of tell your guys, like, listen, let's get on the road. And Henderson game was a game that we kind of got going, and we saw a lot of good things. We still need to shore up some things.
I expected more out of Henderson that I didn't really see.
But that also lets you know how good we can be. And so that was the thing I was looking at too. So if Henderson, they've won 3 games in district, whether you like it or not, you still won 3 games. You still they're still a worthy opponent. They've won 3 games. So they can still win 3 more in district. And they can end up being, 6-4. So however you want to put it or whatever. So, I mean, you still got to you can't take them lightly, but you may be better than they are. Cool. Let's go and assert ourselves a little bit. We kind of got lackadaisical in the game and let them back in. Like I said, we kind of got lazy a little bit, throughout the game and later on in the game as well. But there's some things that we could shore up a little bit, don't have any turnovers, turn the ball over, get lazy doing that. And make sure our defensive rotation is there. I think I counted maybe 6 or 7 and ones we gave up, which would drive me absolutely insane. Like, why would you foul if he's going to the basket? Why would he foul? It's just that's that kind of thing you don't want to get used to doing, and we have bad habits to where that takes place, and it seeks over into the games. You don't want to get them. You don't want to get them an opportunity to come back in the game.
That's free. That's free points, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're giving them an opportunity to score when the clock's not running. So hey, and it's a rebound. Keep them on the boards.
Yeah, I saw like there was like one play where they broke. They had a fast break, and I'm trying to remember what he did. Did he throw it off the glass to somebody else or something like that? And I was just like, you know what? That's that chemistry thing that they got to work on there. But I do like the idea of the back and forth between the two. Because listen, when you on a fast break and you got one defender, it's two of y'all. It ain't no need for one man to just take it to the rim all up, because they're gonna try to set you up for the charge. Like, it needs to go back and forth, confuse that defender. And then I keep seeing this, and I think I know why, but I would like to see people get more comfortable with some of their shots, because like I see some people with these wide open looks that they don't take, and sometimes I'm just like, man, even if you miss it, man, you know what? I mean, the next defender is like 6-7 feet away from you. Like, just put it up there. Just shoot it instead of driving and well, I guess driving and taking a foul is fine. I don't know. And honestly, that's really more of just the way basketball is now, where people just jack up shots and stuff versus old school days where people were going to the rim. So and I guess I've gotten used to that. I just I'm up here like this. I'm like, shoot that.
Throwing off the glass. You said the thing about throwing off the glass. I would have lost it. Like, literally. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like,
I was upset, but I was like, at least because you know what? I think it was the game before where something similar happened, and homie just went to the rim and dude ended up taking a charge, and I was like, man, why didn't you pass it? You had another guy right there. You didn't even look at him, So I was happy that they were actually looking at each other, back and forth and everything, and trying to get that ball into each other's hands. But like, I know what you about to say, Corey.
I'm saying this. You've turned the ball over 10 times in the game. That was the 11th one, right?
I just feel like you shouldn't take him out, because I already know what Coach Marshall gonna say. Like, Coach Marshall gonna be like, "I'm
telling you right now. I want you to make the basketball play. That's 3-on-2-on-1. If I'm going to the I want you to make the basketball play. What is the right basketball play?
Now
have you threw an alley off the glass before at any point in time to him? Yes or no in practice? If you haven't, no. I want you to attack the basket. 1-2, draw contact. Could have got an and one and go to the free throw line. Now, guess what? You missed the layup. Now the defense got the ball. They're taking it back up court. That's what I mean by making winning plays. You hadn't done it before. Why do it now?
This is kind of where Coach Marshall and Coach Johnson, we kind of conflict in our views, because he gonna bring him off to the bench, and I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be like, son, you did well, it just didn't work out. It just didn't work.
I'm excited, but this is what I'm saying.
Next time out, son, I'm putting you back out there.
Vince is probably taking him to the candy store afterwards and be like, "Man, I'm sorry I yelled at you, man. Here's your candy bar."
I love the idea of them moving the ball, man, because I was struggling with that idea before when it was stuck in one person's hand and he going to the rim the whole time. I just, if it had worked, we wouldn't even be talking about it. That's how I feel.
I'm still gonna talk about it, but that's what I'm saying, though.
But if it went down, we wouldn't even be talking about it. You wouldn't have told him not to do it.
So this is what I want. If you run the offense effectively, you get a dunk anyway. That's what I'm telling you. If you run the pick and roll effectively, where you're patiently waiting on the pick, and the guy rolls off the basket, and there's nobody, you're gonna get a dunk automatically. There's no need for that. That's what I'm telling you. If you do
I
ain't
gonna argue with you. I know you know more. I know you know more. I ain't gonna argue with you, but I'm just saying it looked good.
It does.
Looked good until the finish.
it looks it always looks great to the fans, and we getting dunks and alleys. I don't mind that we're up by 40. You know what I'm saying?
I just want you to know we are now on our website. So there is now a link for the weekly wrap-up show, and you can click right here.
Working behind the
You can
scenes. Here we go.
Watch our show. Look at that. So anybody out there that ever has a question of where you can find the weekly wrap-up show, easy. There's lots of places.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter,
We everywhere.
Twitch, the website, YouTube, podcast later. No excuses for not catching our show.
Absolutely not. You know, Vince trying to make me feel like I'm a bad guy. I'm just
I
this
ain't trying to
bad.
make you feel like you a bad guy. I'm
It's
just
like you
saying
pointing at all this, you just
there's a
that's
difference
just-
between Coach Marshall and Coach Johnson.
Okay, I'm gonna get in the middle of you two. I gotta separate
Coach
here.
Marshall wants discipline. Coach Johnson wants to win. By any means necessary.
So Coach Johnson wants to win, but he doesn't want to tell somebody that they need to do something correctly.
Yeah, like just
No,
you
there was
want to make
nothing.
winning
What I'm
plays.
saying is there was nothing wrong with what he did. I felt like if it goes down, we're not talking about it. That's all.
But, you know, if it goes down, guess what? If you're the right coach, if it goes down, I'm still gonna talk about it. You know what you tell him?
I know
do
you
it
are, because that's who you are.
You know what you tell him? It worked. Don't do it again. That's just good job. Don't do it again. You know what I'm saying?
That's like that's like if you were when we were at the end of the game and it was layups and free throws and you shot a 3-pointer and it went in, you still getting pulled out.
You know what I'm saying? You're not in the game. It's like,
It's like,
you know,
he Coach Johnson gonna look at you like,
and he doesn't have to say anything. He's just
What?
he's gonna tuck his tail in.
he just looks at
Hey.
you and just shakes his head like,
Hey,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told you.
if it goes in, we okay.
No, we
We
wouldn't be okay. We can practice comes around. I'll be running extra for
Hey,
that one.
Coach. You know what the fun thing about it? Coach Jay he's not going to address it during the game. He's not going to address it during the game, but he's going to give you that eyeball, that look, and then it's like, you know what that meant. Like, okay, I'm
Next practice.
yeah, like practice. It's a wrap. You like, and it's like I'm not going to address it during the game. That's it. But
And he might make you sit on the side and watch everybody else run too.
yeah,
That's
There's
awful.
none to do that. So like you messed up, now you got to watch your teammates run for you.
That's awful.
How many times
Listen,
does that happen anymore?
Listen, this ain't no movie.
Probably never.
All I need you to do is put the ball in the basket. However you do that, son, it's up to you.
It's not Hoosiers. It's not scripted.
right.
It doesn't work that way.
It's not that. But you know what's funny? You know what? Back then, like, there was you guys had a lot of accountability. So after a while, you guys got to the point in time where you knew how to win basketball games.
Mhm.
So you had some challenges, but you knew how to win basketball games. So it wasn't to the point in time where you had to get up, because you go to a Henderson, you're gonna beat Henderson by 40 points anyway. You go to Spring Hill, you're gonna beat Spring Hill by 40. It was in this third quarter, we're playing, you know, the guys not getting many minutes. You playing the fourth quarter, it didn't matter. Now, were they throwing alleys off the glass? Yeah. Somebody got a dunk, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna happen. You know, hey, this is another night. Another night go. Now we go to district, now we have to play against some teams that could actually come out and play a little bit. We have to kind of, you know, let some games go, or they beat us by 1 or 2 points. Anybody beat us. My entire time around the team, I couldn't remember getting beat by more than 11 points ever. I think White House and beat us by 11 points in the tournament. That's it. Ain't nobody put a 20-point on us. A what? A who? 20?
We was good back then.
Maybe 5, maybe 2 or 3. Ain't nobody. No, 11. That's it. That's the only thing I can remember. And it felt like that was the end of the season. They put 11 on us. We lost by 11. That was horrible.
So we're gonna I guess wrap up the Bulldog talk. Because not much more. I don't want to talk about this, but I want to know what y'all's thoughts are. What's up with Texas basketball right now?
It's a new season, new coach.
We lost at home to Kansas State the other night.
I mean,
I didn't see the game. I just saw the score.
coach.
I
Beard,
saw the score.
Right now, we're not in the tournament, guys.
No.
We have yet to beat anybody that's of any significance.
I don't know.
I mean, I had high hopes for this season with all the guys we have brought in, but so far they have trouble scoring at times.
Yeah, it's painful to watch.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with the Longhorns. I don't. Man,
I'm feeling like I'm deja vuing all over again from football season.
So
all these high expectations.
Like I almost wanted to say,
it's
like we're cursed or something, man. Like what did we do? You know what it is? We decided to lead the Big 12. We decided to lead the Big 12, and the Big 12 they put that mark on us. They put that.
I'm gonna tell you.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that today? Where they're gonna make it 14 teams before we leave?
With the Big 12,
2023, they're gonna go to 14 teams.
Because they're not gonna let us back in when we pack our bags from SEC and try to get out of there.
So let me tell you. I live by this: no expectations, no disappointments. When you put expectations on something and they don't live up to expectations, you get disappointed. You take things exactly how they are. So the basketball team in Texas, I know Chris Beard came in. I know he's a Texas guy, and which is fine. Give him an opportunity to build his team. You know, the transfer portal is a wild, wild west. You're getting guys anywhere. You're not getting 4-year players. You're getting 1-year guys. You don't want to build your team off of the transfer portal. You want to get guys that are 4-year guys or 2-year guys that are into your program, and you can coach them up the right way. He's got a makeshift roster full of talent, but they're not his core guys. What I mean by core guys is I've recruited these guys from freshmen. Now they're freshman, sophomore. Now I've recruited them. I built them. They have my core philosophy. I got them in my program. Now they're ready to win. They're not there yet.
Hold on.
I don't know, man. Did you see some of the accolades that these guys got across the country?
Doesn't matter. You still
we're not the only school to do this.
But you still got none of those teams are just
the only
successful.
school to do this, but
none of those. Every team's struggling.
Man.
Baylor's struggling. Gonzaga struggled. What team is
Tech ain't struggling. We took their coach and they're better than they were.
They won a couple of games.
Explain that.
They won a couple of games.
They beat Baylor. They beat Kansas.
Yeah, you can still win a game.
Iowa State.
You can still win a game or two. They're still struggling. They're not undefeated in the Big 12.
We lost.
They're already in the tournament.
We lost.
Look at those 3 games right there.
What is that? We lost that winning spirit that we had. That winning locker room spirit that we came out all the time. We was Texas. We was big. We was bad. Whatever that was, we lost.
It ain't here no more. Because we lived off of expectation. We expected to be good. Now let's just face it. We are who we are. We've got to gain.
Brett was right. I didn't feel like talking about this.
I was say something about the Cowboys.
I want to talk about.
I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to hear what y'all thought about it because
I'm gonna say what Aaron Rodgers said. Beginning of the year. RELAX. Relax.
I'm tired of hearing that.
Just relax.
That don't work.
He's gonna be telling you relax this Sunday when he throws that ball around on your 49ers.
That's fine. He take an L too. He can take an L. We're not afraid of Green Bay. Not afraid of Green Bay.
That's all right. So what's gonna happen is y'all two are gonna battle it out this week.
Yeah.
The winner's gonna play my TB12 in the NFC Championship game.
If they make it.
TB12 ain't losing.
If they
think he's losing it?
If they make it.
No.
I don't think he's gonna lose, but he does. You do got a lot of people.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Remember when he was in New England? Who he won with, Vince? Do you not remember?
Yeah, but that was
no-name guys.
That was Belichick too. That was Belichick.
And he still has Gronk.
Doesn't matter. They got Von Miller.
Listen. It's hard to go against TB. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Look how Belichick did this year. He misses TB12. TB12 was the reason that New England was good all those years. It's showing now. Not that Belichick's not a good coach. He was a good coach, but I guess
He was enough to get
Bruce
him to
Arians
the
is a good coach
playoffs,
too,
but
because he just moved down.
I'm gonna say this: these are two really bad matchups for both Green Bay and Tampa Bay. These are two really bad matchups. San Francisco's a running football team, and Green Bay can't stop the run as
listen,
good.
I'm gonna say this. Y'all better play some football. If I listen, I done saw too many whoopings this past weekend. I don't need to see not another whooping. I mean, none of these games were worth watching. Not one of them. Except for
Were you not watching the Dallas
the
game?
Dallas game was a blowout till the fourth quarter. It was 20
But it wasn't. It was a good game.
Until Jimmy Garoppolo.
It turned into it. I will say it did turn into a good
Oh,
game.
here we go. He's gonna blame Jimmy G.
It's Jimmy
Blame
G.
Jimmy
It's
G.
Jimmy
It
G.
is Jimmy
We had
G
the
there.
game sold up. Jimmy G made two mistakes. He throws a pick because he felt a little pressure. He made three mistakes. He overthrew one of his wide receivers, and then he didn't get set and caused a false start, and then we had to punt the football. It's Jimmy G's fault 3 times in a row.
So what y'all think about the way that game ended with the ref knocking the guy down?
I mean, listen, you have to touch the football. The ref has to touch the football. You can't just go set the football yourself. So at the end of the day, he did what he had to. He did his job. So you can't be mad.
Did he have to knock them? Did he have to knock them over?
They got set in place. That was the problem. They were finna try to run the play they didn't.
Who calls
and you could tell Dak and them didn't even know it because
a quarterback
the way
draw. I don't know. They've been talking about it all week, but hey, it worked. If he stops 5 yards shorter,
but
you got to know your time.
Did you hear what Tony Romo said? Tony Romo said, "You don't run that long. You don't run that far. You didn't have that much time left on the clock. Get down."
You got to know your time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Tony Romo.
I think the
play
call worked. It worked. The play did.
So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I heard today, and this is from an inside source. They even said it on TV. They said Mike McCarthy even said it. He said, "I don't know. Our guys were a little nervous." What were you nervous for? What were you nervous for? You're 12-5. You know what I'm saying?
Because they're the Dallas Cowboys and they
won
any playoff
you
games.
should beat the San Francisco 49ers. I mean the 49ers, right? You should beat them, right? Well, what are you nervous for? I better switch teams. I told you they're not. They're stars.
Switching teams.
It ain't just Dallas though. It's a lot of teams that I mean. Look at New England. New England came out laid an egg. Look at Arizona. Arizona just vanished.
Trash.
Arizona. I mean, they started the season making everybody nervous, and they got in that playoff game, and it was like they weren't even there.
Kyler Murray is not that guy. I don't mean to say that.
I think the Cowboys need to get him because then we'd never lose a game in Texas State or AT&T Stadium.
Right. I don't.
Something about
it's just something about Kyler Murray. I just can't. I ain't buying into.
You know the Dallas thing. I don't really think I blame Dak though. I don't. It's just.
It's not Dak's fault. It's not all Dak's fault.
I don't feel like it was Dak's fault. I don't know who to blame. It was just
the team was a bad matchup. That's what it was.
Listen, 49ers came out and they stopped everything that Dallas seemed to be good at. They wouldn't let y'all run. They wouldn't let Dallas run the ball efficiently.
Well, listen. Let's be honest. Ezekiel Elliott was about 30%. Come on now. Like he looked like an old. He looked like he
didn't have a big game either.
However you spin that.
Who?
Pollard.
Pollard was injured. He didn't play.
He was they had that other dude.
So I mean, top two backs were. I mean, I give Elliott credit. He sucked it up and played all year.
Yeah,
but he just wasn't the same explosive back as he has been. Even when he wasn't playing as well, he still was explosive at times. Like this year, you can tell that his knee or whatever. I think he had a big old brace that he played with all year. Mm-hmm. But he just wasn't. He wasn't right. He wasn't hitting the hole like he has been.
Don't trade him away.
You know, they wasn't letting Dallas get those big plays. They would give them a little bit here and there, but they wouldn't allow Dallas to get the big play. Well, I think there was one. I think Dallas got one off, and then after that, it was kind of
one touchdown. That one touchdown. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a 49er fan. You already know this. They're not gonna. If you're gonna beat San Francisco, you're not gonna. First of all, you're not gonna beat us on the ground. We're not gonna let you beat us on the ground. Period. The end. You're not gonna run the football on us. That's number one.
I was just more shocked.
San Francisco. If you're gonna beat San Francisco, you have to beat us in there. You have to be a good quarterback to beat us.
Like Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers. Oh wait,
Aaron Rodgers,
you
Tom
gotta play them.
Brady, Patrick Mahomes.
But I will say, I was
That's the way
shocked.
to do this.
I was shocked that Dallas didn't do the same thing to the 49ers defensively. I felt like Dallas defense should have been doing the same thing that the 49ers defense was doing to Dallas's offense. Because
Well,
Dallas
they did.
defense,
They did do it. They did do a pretty good job. I mean, San Francisco could have been 3 or 4 touchdowns ahead at the first. Like they did. They let them get down there and were able to stop. I mean, and then that I think the last touchdown was on the interception, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah. That's right.
So I mean,
That's right.
if you think about the way the game was, it was 23-7, right?
Yeah,
I think at that
23-7.
point, whenever they scored that. So I mean, the offense just didn't. Yeah, it just didn't click. I'm not sure. I mean, it was. I give it credit to San Francisco's defense; they played well, but Dallas's defense, I thought they did a good job overall. I mean,
Check on your boy
San
Randy
Francisco had that
Gregory.
good drive. Well, he had like 5 or 6 penalties, I think. I mean, that hurt.
Tackling people. Why would you tackle somebody?
I see now you talk about that call. That call, I don't think that should have been called. I mean, that happens all the time.
Which
Like,
call?
That wasn't even in the play. Randy Gregory, him and the offensive line were like basically doing a wrestling match over there, and he ended up taking him down. But it was like 5 yards away from the play. The play wasn't even in the area. It was just there was, and that was a big play for Dallas, and it came back. I didn't like the call. I see why they called it. I just didn't like it because it didn't really affect the play any, and it wasn't like it was he held him so he couldn't block him. That guy was not going to block anybody. I feel like that happens all the time. They don't call it, but I feel like he had a target on his back, like they told him, "Hey, ref, watch out for this. Gregory's going to do this," and they were just watching him like a hawk the whole game.
Well, I would have watched him too. He was playing crazy all day.
But I mean, sometimes you got a player like that, you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah,
it just happened to be that a couple of those penalties were really hurt.
What y'all think about the Bengals with the whole blowing of the whistle that led to a touchdown?
See, I didn't see that live. I saw it later.
I saw it live, and I didn't understand why they stopped. And then, fast forward, and it's like, oh, there was a whistle blowing. I'm thinking he scored a touchdown. And
so when he blew the whistle, I heard the whistle and everything, but I feel like the DB, they said everybody stopped, but that DB was still playing back there. He just missed it. Now that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I know people gonna make excuses and say, he blew the whistle, the play was dead, yada yada yada. We all stopped playing. That DB back there was still playing.
I think it was an inadvertent whistle, but at the end of the day, he blew the coverage. And the dude, it was just a good pass by Joe Burrow. That's all.
Yeah, one of many that he had all that day.
So. Well, and you can't. The refs are human too.
Yeah,
we have to remember that. Yeah. So they're gonna. Obviously, that was a pretty big mess up. But I mean, he could have thought something happened and blew. I do that. Like I'll meant to go do something, and like I'll meant to go in the kitchen for something. I walk in there, and I'm like, why did I walk in here? I forget what I did.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That happens to everybody. I mean, that's just,
and it's crazy because like
nature.
As mad as people get, at the same time, if you take the human element out of football, people would really lose their minds in. So I let it be what it is. Like it happened. I mean, they barely got in there anyway. So
yeah,
and somebody told me, somebody said that was karma because they should have just went for that tie. Somebody said that was karma. That's what they told me.
That was good.
Hey,
I should have went for the tie, but I mean, Las Vegas were going. I don't think they were going. They were going to be. They weren't going to do anything anyway. So
no, they wouldn't. And as close as that was the closest game the whole weekend. And to be honest with you, it really didn't feel like it was as close as it was.
Eagles look like trash.
Really played.
Eagles look like trash.
Pittsburgh looked awful. Golly.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh looked bad.
Pittsburgh
I
looked
mean,
like pure trash, unadulterated trash.
I was so disappointed. I was like, "Come on, Pittsburgh!" I
Which one
really thought
looked
they were
worse,
gonna win it.
Arizona or Pittsburgh?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Arizona because
Arizona looked the worst.
listen. You can say what you want about Big Ben, but your boy Kyler Murray, that one play where he just got sacked in the backfield and he threw it up and homeboy caught that and ran it in. I was like, "Come on, bro, what are you doing?
That ain't my boy.
What
I told
are
you I didn't like Kyler.
doing, man? He just looked like a deer in
Kyler Murray
headlights,
again.
man. Like he just looked like a deer in headlights. Like,
And
come on, what are you doing?"
They made a good point. They said if you fire Cliff Kingsbury, then you have to find a quarterback, not quarterback, but a coach that could he win with Kyler Murray or not? Because you have to run a system that's designed for him.
Yeah. And honestly, that team ain't been the same since Hopkins went down. So
No. You can't run the football.
Hey guys, just checking. Where can we watch this show?
Oh,
the Bulldog Sports Network.
BulldogSportsNetwork.com.
Yeah, we are there.
I got it pulled up.
We
need to put that on a t-shirt.
I got the BSN right now. I feel a commercial coming on this summer. Oh, gotta have one. Oh, maybe a couple of commercials. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good time to get one before football season.
Yeah. We definitely need to have one. I'm working on something, so it's in the works.
Yeah, Uncle Mo on there.
Yeah, we need to have him. We need to have him on air. We need to have Uncle Mo on air one week.
Oh, God.
Actually, we need to have him on every week for 16 weeks in a row during football season.
Well, Uncle Mo plug.
Yeah.
Hey,
Vince, did you notice the new logo in the corner?
Yeah, I like it.
It's the logo that was selected by the fans. The weekly wrap-up show logo designed by Mr. Jared Jones.
It's the hardest working man in show business right now.
Hey, he picked up another game. He's going to call. He called the Grace Prep. I don't know if y'all know much about Grace Prep. They're like number one in taps right now. They beat the Hound Dog out of TK Gorman. If you want to catch the game, it's on Antler Sports Network. But he got to chatting it up with the Grace Prep coach, and he's like, "Yeah, you can come do any of the games you like for us." So I think he's going to do another game this Friday night for Grace Prep. I'm not even sure where he's driving to. He's going somewhere to do a game. So he's got I think he started his new job today at KTVB. So Jared's just he's got a lot going on. So
every day hustle.
Shout out to our man Jared.
I wish I had that young man's energy.
I know, like he was like, "Bo,
like, man, when I was trying, there was no way to do what we doing now."
Exactly.
When I was out here like that,
it's like all of the stuff that we thought about doing and could have done. It's like now it's just accessible. You know.
Yeah, we've got it blown up. I mean,
they'd have caught me
where we started.
If all of this would have caught me 10 years ago, oh man, I'd have blew the internet's mind with all of what I was trying to do.
Well, you just got to think about it like from where we started with this. We just started this year with like, hey, let's do a preseason show, and look what it's turned into.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I mean, we couldn't have done it without everybody's support, and we like to thank y'all for tuning in every week. And
I think that was on the Chapel Hill website. I was seeing that they was doing stuff like with powerlifting and stuff like that, showing numbers and things like that. I was like, man, that used to be my thing back in the day, was the powerlifting. I was like, I would love to be able to.
Yeah, there's a powerlifting meet in Chapel Hill, I think February 10th.
Really?
Chapel Hill's hosting a powerlifting meet. So
February 10th. I gotta put that on my calendar.
They host one. They host one every year.
Got a pencil.
Really? That's cool.
See, I give him a date for powerlifting, and all of a sudden he makes his schedule available.
Hey, looks like I'm free.
I try to get him on.
Like
I try to get him on a
all of a
broadcast.
sudden,
Yeah.
Vince has got to do at least a game. At least a game. I mean, he did but
I thought y'all was gonna have me on the what's the name? Y'all didn't have me on the mic on the last time I was there. I was ready.
Now we can have like the 3-way thing. We got that. I got
We've
And,
got
I
to.
stay.
We've got to.
I
I
still
think.
stay a
Do
little
we have
cautious
the?
about being in public all the time.
I
So
got
that's
you.
why you saw I was all and so I ain't trying to go too into that, but I just don't make a lot of moves like that. When I
That's
can.
understandable.
But I do enjoy it. I loved being out. That was the first time I really had been out in
Just
a
wear
long
your
time.
space. Just wear your space suit.
I know,
Vince.
right? I need me a hazmat suit being around them kids.
Man, I'm around the kids all the time, and I have made it. I can get my shirt. I had COVID and I survived. Need me a shirt made. Bulldog Sports Network. There you go.
See, I ain't had COVID at all, so I don't I'm trying
Yeah,
not to catch it.
it was basically like the flu.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
went and got me some good meds at the ER.
Okay.
Don't even know what they were, but it was good stuff. Took care of.
Yeah.
But then they got that nice little infusion. A couple days later, I was ready to go. But I was being tired. That was that little cough was the worst part of it.
The cough. Yeah. Now they had a moment where they thought I had COVID. They gave me multiple tests, but I passed all of them.
Well, the thing is, and
I passed all.
And this is kind of what my thinking is now. It's not a matter of if you're going to get it; it's just when. I mean, eventually, it's going to get everybody. Just the way this thing is traveling around these days.
Yeah.
Especially this latest variant, it's just it's very contagious.
Yeah. But they say this variant ain't as bad as the other ones. Like,
no, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. It's the thing that gets people, and this is my opinion, and I take it for what it's worth. But if you just go when you have the symptoms, go get checked out. Don't wait until you coughing up a lung and you can't breathe and all that stuff. You should be fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure there's people that have other lingering conditions and it's affected, and that's uncontrollable there. But if you're well in pretty good health and whatever, and you go get checked out, like I think I had it for like 6 hours, and I just went ahead and went. And don't let it linger. It's just when it gets down your lungs, that's when it causes all the problems. When you get all that congestion down there. So
yeah.
But I know several people that have didn't go, and that they end up getting some other stuff because they just didn't go. It couldn't happen to me, and they ended up having worse symptoms than they would have. So
is that wind blowing outside?
It probably is. There's a winter. There's winters blowing in again. It came in and it went away. It's supposed to be like 30-something degrees when you wake up in the morning.
So a lot of my friends, I got some friends that live in different states. Some of them, I got one or two from Chicago. I got a couple of guys. I got a friend of mine that's in he's in Ohio, and another friend that's in Boston, right? And so we were all chatting up the other day, and they was all talking about how cold it was. It's supposed to be 20 below tomorrow and stuff like that. And one of my other friends, he was like, "Yeah, I got to shovel some snow here and there." And they was like, "Vince, you don't know what it's like to have to deal with some cold weather like this." And I just told him, I said, "That's true, but you have no idea what it's like for it to be 30 degrees in the morning and to be 70 by the afternoon." I was like, You stay sick around here. There's no way not to get sick. You will. It's like you're frozen. It's like somebody taking you out of the freezer and putting you in the microwave. Every single day. Yeah. They're taking you back out, putting you back in the freezer again. Yeah. This is every day. And they was like, man,
you got a parka jacket. You got a parka jacket in the morning. And then at the end of the day, you can have a short set,
Yeah. I kind of shocked them with that though. They was like, man, it'd be like that. I was like, dude, like, listen, it started to snow a little bit a couple of days ago. And before I knew it, the next day, I was climbing out of my hoodie because it had got up to 70 degrees. Yeah. I like, this happens every single day.
Oh yeah. Big shout out to the girls team too, getting the win over Henderson. Big shout out to the girls team.
Brett, tell me that powerlifting meet date again, sir. I need that date.
February 10th.
February 10th. That's on a Thursday.
On a
Okay.
Thursday.
Is that not a Saturday?
No, the 12th is Saturday.
Maybe it's the 12th. Hold on.
That's what I was gonna say because I was like, how can they host that
It's
during the
usually on a
school day? It's usually on Saturdays.
I got an email about it because I was going to write it down on my calendar because they're requesting some stuff from technology. So
Man,
I think it's the 12th. I'll look at that email's on my
check
desk.
for me. I may
I'll
check that out
for you. Yeah, you can give us some live some recap of the powerlifting meet if you go.
Yeah, man. I used to love powerlifting.
Well, y'all got anything else?
Oh, we
thought?
got a chat. We have somebody from chat say something.
No, most of the stuff that's in there I posted. They posted this. It's our website, bulldogsportsnetwork.com. Check it out.
Looks like there was one from YouTube. There's the second one from YouTube right there.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, there's two of them.
I didn't see that. I'm not sure why I didn't see them. We got this one. I got this one's one I can see. And what does Adrian Munfrey need to do to take it to the next level? Good question. Corey?
So as far as I want to see him be more aggressive.
In certain aspects.
In certain aspects, I want him to stop fouling. So for number one, you don't have to foul as much, so you can get on the court. We got to have you on the court. We can't have you fouling as much, so you can stay on the basketball court. Don't go for, as we said before, in the games that we've called and we saw. I know he likes to go for the offensive rebound and like to go for defensive rebounds, and I don't want him to go over anyone's back. And that's the cheapest foul to get in basketball. You rack up fouls real quick, especially in high school level. Referees are more apt to call that foul a lot. And we saw that at the end of the game in Bullard. They just called over the back call. And guess what? They shot a free throw and won the game. So you can tell how petty that foul is. That's one foul that drives coaches crazy. Don't get caught into getting those fouls. That way you rack up easy fouls and you can't play at that point in time. But stay the course. I still think he has his skill set is a skill set that we need because he can score inside out. He can still shoot from the perimeter. To me, honestly, he's one of our more offensive gifted players that we have on the team. And there's a lot you can do with his skill set on the court. And I talked to Brett about this outside, a little bit. There's a lot of pick and pop action you can do with his game. And, I wish we go a lot more to him in the post. We're getting him the ball a lot more. And there's also a lot of high-low sets you can do with him in Huddleston as well. But that's a little more above in basketball that you want to talk about here on the show. But like I said before, there's a lot of wrinkles you can put in his game. But like I said, just stay the course. But most importantly, you want to have him in the game and not on the bench because of foul trouble.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is kind of on the same lines as Corey is I think his skill set, there's not another player on our team that you can plug and match his skill set. I mean, you've got guys that, you've got Barry. If you take Barry out, you can put Mayfield in. He has similar skill set. Not to say that they're the same player, but similar skill set. You have Huddleston in there. He comes out. You can put Murphy in there. You can put Kelly in there. Similar skill set. But you don't have anybody else that's the same type player as Mumphrey with the height that he's got, the size, and with the skills that he has on offense. He's also head of the class of the 20 School of Flops because he is very good at taking charges. He's very good at now that can backfire sometimes because if you don't get to the spot, you pick up fouls. But he's very good at getting himself in front of the defender in the right spots. I believe he had a couple of them the other night. One they just completely didn't call. And I just couldn't believe they let the play completely go. And then I think the next time down or one of the next couple of times down for sure, he took another one. They did give it to him then. So that's what I think the difference is with him. I think Deuce and Brisbane kind of have similar skill sets. Corey, and you correct me if I'm wrong on that. If you think differently, their skill sets are very similar. The closest player to Mumphrey, maybe Chetland, but he's got a different body type. Chetland can play; he can shoot the three. Now he has been on a cold streak, but we know he's got the form and can make them. So he can play inside and he can get in there and rebound. Not on the same level though. I think he's probably the closest player to Mumphrey that we have on the team. But I think you've got Deuce and Brisbane kind of complement each other. They're similar players. Barry and Mayfield, similar players. And you've got the trio down low of Huddleston, Murphy, and Kelly, and they have similar styles. And that leaves Mumphrey and Shetland. They're as close as you're going to get. He's the closest next to Mumphrey, I think, as far as their skill sets. They are a little bit different, but they do bring some of the same things.
And I'm going to say this, and this is not a negative. It's going to sound very negative. A lot of players, and you want to eliminate this, less is more. So the less that you allow them to do, and the more you focus on the little things, the better the team
what they're good at.
Exactly. So the less we have more decision making from Deuce, the more we can kind of play him and eliminate turnovers. I don't want you to handle the ball on the point guard position. I don't want you to do that. Matter of fact, we're just going to run a play to your side. And when you catch it, all I want you to do is focus on scoring. The secondary half of that is, if he's open, this is your option. That's what I mean by that, rather than I'm going to leave the option for you to score in the offense. And I don't want that to be his option. That's what I mean by less is more. So, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's recognizing your talent and recognizing where do you put guys where. Because, like I said before, when it comes down to crunch time in games, you got to recognize who to go to. And you don't want the players that can't make the play in the game, and you don't want to give them the option to make that play because you can't trust them for that. I can't have you on the court running the offensive set. Every coach has.
Can you save him for those final moments like that?
You can't. But like I said,
like
you
limit his minutes.
Well, it's not limiting the minutes. You're not limiting the minutes. I don't want to say limiting the minutes. It's saying that in basketball is really simple. I can't run an offense through a certain player.
Shout out to Randall Doss, by the way, for these questions and comments. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. You don't want to run an offense through a certain player, right? So let's just say your spot up shooter is your shooter. That's the guy that you want to run the ball to. Okay, and he's a spot up shooter. That's his thing. You don't want to run the play through him. You want him to spot up and be ready to shoot the ball. So how do you do that? If I was that, I would run the play away from him so I can give him the opportunity to get an open shot. So then I want to attack a gap, skip pass. I want to get to the point where I'm attacking the gap to draw his defender away from him so I can give him an open opportunity to make a shot. That's what you can.
And he's also the kind of player, if you do skip it over and the defense runs at him, he can give a head fake and he can create.
Absolutely.
In that spot, he is good at driving and creating.
Absolutely.
When he's going to the basket. So that's a double win for you. You have him. He's probably one of our most consistent 3-point shooters, I would say, this season. And so when he's open, he can hit it. So if you get him an open look, then they start closing out. Now it gives them the option to drive. If they close on him, guess who's open on the backside? Your big guy.
We're not. The other level to that is we're not going inside out. We're working that. I want to see us get to the edge and attack more. I want to see us get to the edge and attack and go downhill, because we can get to that edge and attack and go downhill. There's not many people that can stop us with our speed. Brisbane is making plays and Deuce is making plays. Man, listen, a quick hitter and we're cutting through and we're swiping through, and we're off the edge. That's a layup. And it's easy. It's an easy call. Like, listen, hey, if you catch it and you go into the basket and he's not there on the layup, guess what? The defender's gonna drop, and when he drops, the big, you got to roll to the basket. that's an easy handoff, and you're not in traffic. But that also, I know I'm getting in deep. It's not in.
Yeah, you're
There's
good.
not involved. There's not involved with the. But you have to have good spacing, and you got to have the guys attack a gap. When you attack a gap, and you're fast enough, either it's going to be a wide open shot or layup for somebody, or you shooting the ball, layup yourself. So there's a lot of
And
different wrinkles that we
we've
can have in the game.
we've gotten better at that recently too. We've gotten a lot
Yes.
of the layups for the big. I
Yes.
know this game in Henderson, the guard started off hot. Deuce and Tyson carried us through the first quarter, but as the game rolled on, the bigs started to get points, started to make a difference. They started sucking in on the guard penetration, and it left our guys wide open. And we had lots of easy bunny shots that we're able to score on. And I think that's the important thing that I've seen over the last 2 to 3 games is the teamwork, getting your teammate open, making the play.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not there for you, find somebody that's got it. And I think that's something
There
that
you
we
go.
weren't doing early in the season.
Ball's
It's
got to
starting to
move.
click. The movement, the drives, and it's forcing the defense to stress. And we talked about this in the Lindale game. Remember when we were talking about, Corey, that the Lindale defense was resting on
Yeah.
defense? They weren't moving. That's not happening these last few games with Chapel
You're-
Hill.
You're
Ever
easy
since
to
that
scout.
game, we have made an effort to try to get the inside guys the ball. The outside guys are cutting, and we're not settling just to jack threes the whole game like we were there for a few games. We're going inside, and if we're not passing it to the big guy, we've drawn a defense. We're kicking back out, being a little more patient. If it's not there, we're not just content. Oh, I'll just jack a three because I'm tired of passing the ball around. There's been a lot more movement, and it's really helped the offense, and it's really been noticeable the last couple of games.
And this other thing about it, you want to be hard to scout. You don't want to be an easy team to scout. So I know exactly what they're gonna run. We're gonna run this, and when you scouting a team, one adjustment shouldn't fix you to win the game. Oh, we got to make one adjustment. We should win the game. That's too easy to scout. You got to have a couple of things. You want to have a couple of adjustments. Maybe we should try this, try this, try this, try this, and let's see. You want to be harder enough to scout, and you want to say, hey, we tried a couple of things, it didn't work. Maybe we should. That's what you want, and you want more continuity and more movement in the offense. You want the defense to work, and that during the Lindale game, the defense didn't work as much. So I'm anxious to see how we do. We've made the adjustments. Let's put our foot on the gas. Like I said, now that we've made the adjustments, I want to see us perfect what we've made so we can score more efficiently in the offensive end. Use those options and those options that are created throughout the offense to score easier baskets.
Yeah.
All right, we got a question here from Randall. So, do you see this year's team making a playoff run? I think with the right matchups, I absolutely do. I think that's what's important for us to finish out this district season on a good note. Kind of do what the football team did and start kind of figuring out peaking at the right time. You just never know. It's one of those things. With football, it's a little different than basketball. Basketball, you have to put the ball in the hoop, and there may be just a night that some team can't put the ball in the hoop for anything, and you can be. So that's why I think it's more of a kind of a March Madness-esque thing. It just takes one game. I think that's why in the NBA they do the series, because it really does. It just takes one game. Other teams not making the shots, they just can't find it. That somebody gets in foul trouble. So I think absolutely they can make a run. My prediction, and this is just my prediction from right now, I think we will win more playoff games this year than we did last season. Okay.
I'm
possible.
I'm going to say this, and I'm cautious to answer that question because, like I said, I could be more critical. I'm not looking at the playoffs. I want us to get better each week.
Of course you are, Corey. Just Debbie Downer to the question, Corey. Just answer the question. He's just asking. He's asking for a prediction.
It's a Debbie Downer, but
he's asking. I know what you're focused on, but just answer his question. What do you think? It says, do you see this year's team making a playoff run? He didn't ask you if they're going to be playing good when they got there.
I'm going to say if we play.
And we're not
If-
talking to the team. We're the team's not looking forward. They're focused
I know,
on Spring Hill.
I'm
This is
looking.
us.
I'm looking.
We get to do this, Corey. We get to predict
I
and
know.
make predictions.
You
You
know
know
what's
what?
tough?
Let me make my prediction before Corey
Go for it,
starts
Ben. Please,
rambling.
actually answer
Before
the
he
question,
starts
Ben.
doing all of that extra. I'm agreeing with Brett on this. I think that anything is possible. I think that if you get the right matchups, especially when the playoffs start, we could get a couple of good decent wins. And let me be honest, like we're not bad. We've had some bad moments, but we've also had some good moments. And like again, if nothing else, that bullet game should have showed you that we could compete with some of the best around here. So if and like y'all were saying, Bullet came out on fire. Imagine if what we talking about, how sometimes it just don't fall, the ball just don't fall in the hoop. Imagine if that would have been them. We would have took that game. You could take almost any game. It's weird. You're right. It's not the same as football. I wish it was, because then maybe it'd be easier to win a few more football games than what it is. Sometimes matchups just matter in football to where it ain't nothing you can do. It's gonna be what it is. Alabama is who they are, and you're just not gonna beat them. And unless
Unless you're Georgia.
unless you Georgia and you got Jesus on speed dial, So, but I think we can get a couple of good wins. Matchups are going to be important. I think by the time we get to playoffs, I think we'll be a little more well-oiled machine. I would hope anyway. I think it's possible, man. Honestly, I don't see why we there should be any doubt that we can't. It, we've played some good basketball. It didn't fall our way sometimes, but that's okay, because that same thing that didn't fall our way today, it may fall our way tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think we can make a run.
All right, Corey. Can we answer the question? Do I need to repeat the question for you, Corey?
I see the question. I see the question. I see the question. We can make a run. We can make a run if
Thank
we do the
Oh,
things.
here it comes. Here it
Here we
comes.
go.
Yeah.
I got it. If we do the things we're supposed to do,
Of course.
I don't see. I don't see us. I don't see us not making a run. I want to get to seeing us making winning basketball plays and winning
We
the
want to
games.
be. We want to be on Texan Live a few times.
Yeah. I want to. The talent is there. I got to see them be more confident in what they can actually do and play.
Did you call a game with me last year, Corey?
Yeah, it was a Marshall game. It was a Marshall.
The first
Yeah.
one. So you didn't call the second game?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to call that game.
Oh, okay.
I remember that one for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the questions, Randall. We appreciate your. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're here every week, so don't forget to catch us next time. I think we're gonna try to wrap it up this evening. We've got game Friday night, 7:30, Bulldog Gymnasium. If you can be there, be there. If not, join us on the Bulldog Sports Network. No excuses on how to watch the game.
Not at all.
Website,
it's available
Facebook,
everywhere.
YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You can be there. So many ways to watch it. So tell everyone. Really push the new website. We're gonna have lots of cool things there. Again, if you've got any suggestions or anything, let us know. We love to have suggestions. Maybe add a comment box or something in there, suggestion box to the website. Maybe that'd be a good place to have it. Then we will be back with you the following Tuesday night. On a Tuesday, Corey's going to join me. I didn't have that last night. I didn't have my Tuesday comment from Corey.
On it too. I miss saying that too.
Yeah.
I hadn't
so
seen much to say.
We'll have Cumberland at home, 7:30 for that game as well. So the next two will be at home. So make sure to show up and show out for your Bulldogs if you can be there. Again, we'll have the game. Then we'll be back next Wednesday for the wrap-up show at 8:30 as normal. So for Corey and Vince, I'm Brett. We'll catch you next time on the weekly wrap-up show right here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Later, guys.
Go Mavs.
Peace.